All right, Flannelverse, we are back for another edition of Mondays with Math. I'm going to be talking with Mathology, one of the sharpest drafters in Underdog. He was the leading scorer in all of Ball Mania last year. He placed sixth place in the Dog Bowl last year and just generally widely regarded as one of the best players on Underdog Fantasy. So we're going to talk about today. We're just talking about BBM. I did a little prompt on Twitter today asking for 5 conviction plays. So players that you think are going to do better than expected. We'll go over the prompt there, talk about some of Math's guys in a minute, and then we're going to draft just a regular BBM today, just going straight BBM. First, a little intro video. Be back in a minute with Math. This is Mondays with Math.
Oh, let's go!
I'm calling it Mathology.
Mathology, without any further ado.
Look, he's got his outfit on.
We are back with another week of Mondays with Math.
He had the best team in the regular season in Ball Mania last year. It had nothing to show for it.
I would like to go have some dinner out on Lake Champlain this afternoon.
And of all the BBM teams that we simmed in the Eliminator 2025 structure, Mathology's was the best.
Yeah, it was a good team.
Seems to check out.
You got a big purchase. I saw you got a Manscoin.
Mathology, one of the best drafters on Underdog.
The only sin in Mathology is being stupid.
This is just the best ball gods saying we need more Mathology in our lives.
If I win, I'm going to be here. If I lose, I'm going to go back to work.
that worked okay. I need to work on the volume there a little bit, but we're getting there with the intro. I was telling Math we're late in part because I was just trying to finish up this intro video before we started, and I got close enough. I decided we'll just run with the bad version. But Math, you're drinking a beer today. You're taking the day off work, already out on the boat. How are you doing today?
Yeah, had a nice little 4-day weekend. I'm finishing off today. Tomorrow I got to go back to work, but I mean, summer's coming to an end. Amy's going back to school in like 3 weeks, so it's like we gotta take advantage of it.
Really, the weather. Do you have any of the like wildfire smoke in Vermont?
Crazy.
It's terrible. It's been ruining our summer. Like even on like the nice days where it's sunny out, it's like it smells like smoke out there. Where the weather apps tell us don't go outside. It's been brutal here, and I do in fact blame Canada because it's Canada's fault. Canada not taking care of their wildfires. Of course, I have no idea like what it would take to take care of it, but yeah, kind of sucks dealing with those wildfires in Canada, the smoke here in the US. Anyway, we are going to get into it momentarily. Let's go over the rules. So I told Matt that we're going to be doing this exercise today. He spent a little bit of time. Of course, he's been on his boat, so hasn't had a ton of time to think about his picks. But we're going to talk about the exercise, our conviction game exercise here that I posted about on Twitter. Where's the right screen here? Give me 1 second. I swear I was just on it a second ago, so it can't be too far away.
Yeah, it's made for some awesome sunsets, though, these wildfires.
True.
But yeah, I don't listen to the air quality stuff because I'm not 85, 90 years old. So we're out enjoying it.
Yeah.
Got to take advantage of it. But
we here or there do. So like we don't walk our dog when it's too bad because he's already got a bad heart. So we're like, well, we probably shouldn't make him deal with that. All right. So here's the game that I put out on Twitter. We're going to be asking for maths. So it's I said one of the more obnoxious trends of fantasy football is people claiming 100 players as they're my guys, victory lapping the ones that go right. I want to nip that in the bud. So let's play the conviction game. The rules are you name your 5 my guys who will outscore players at the same position who go ahead of them in drafts. I assume you're doing Underdog. Is that right, Math?
Yes. All my stuff will be Underdog.
Okay.
Yeah.
If your my guy has an ADP in the top 100, choose a player they'll outscore with an ADP at least 10 spots ahead of them. If your my guy's ADP is 101 to 150, choose a player going at least 20 spots ahead of them. And if they're 151 or later, a player going at least 30 spots ahead of your my guy. The twist is we're just adding up fantasy points for the season, except for weeks 15 through 17 are doubled. I kind of wish that I had said tripled there, Math, but this is what we got. So you're playing on Underdog. I gave my examples here. Some of my guys. It's a sort of a tough game, admittedly, but a fun one to play, I think. So let's talk about some of your my guys, Math. Who you got at the top there?
Well, I'll start late and kind of work my way to where it gets a little spicy. I'm going to start at the tight end position. At ADP at 182 over on Underdog is a guy named Mason Taylor. Have you heard of him?
I have heard of him.
Yeah. So I'm high on Mason. I got him about 17% right now in my builds that I have in BBM. It's a second round pick. He's got family pedigree in the NFL. I don't think like year one for him is going to be that much of a learning curve. I think he's going to jump right into the starting position. It sounds that way with coach speak anyway. Like he's week one ground running. Not a lot of routes to be backup tight ends. All seem to be more blocking type. And then like the wide receiver too right now is potentially Josh Reynolds, which Josh Reynolds, cromulent, but a nice rookie, good. He's 6'5", 250 pounds. There's a lot to like there. So I'm thinking he could probably be in that wide, like, as it's going to be the Wilson Brees show with Fields, but I mean, Fields loved Clement at times. They had a couple of really big spike weeks together.
Yeah.
I think Fields is really good throwing the ball in the middle of the field. So I see Mason Taylor really outproducing that ADP by quite a lot. And I think he's going to score more points than Kyle Pitts this year.
Oh, I like that. That one is pretty spicy. Kyle Pitts is sort of becoming like popular again. People are pretty in on Pitts. And
it's hopium season right now.
Did you see the video? Somebody posted it in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. There's a guy on Instagram posted a video just hyping up Pitts kind of as a joke once again, like, oh, you should do it again. So you're not falling for Pitts again this year? I don't know if you fell for him in the past.
I do like Atlanta, but I haven't been clicking, as Tyler likes to say, Kyle shits. I've been grabbing him much.
What is the pedigree? You said there's familial pedigree there for Mason Taylor?
Well, his father was.
I didn't know that. Who's his
father? Zach Taylor, Dolphins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay, that's cool.
So he's got the genes, as we like to say. He's got the gene. I guess he rolled his ankle today. I just saw it quickly. So
I did not see that. Okay.
Something to keep an eye on, but his ADP seems to be clicking up a little bit. I've been following it quite a bit on shout out to Pat Donovan at BBMDB. It's a nice free website for all of us that like to pinch some pennies and utilize it for more drafting. One thing I like about Mason as well is that, and it goes part of this competition, that in the playoff weeks, 16 or 15, 16, 17, is Jacksonville and the Saints for advancement. I mean, New England, and historically New England's they give it up against tight ends historically. So I like the playoff schedule for the Jets kind of in the passing attack. Jacksonville has a really bad secondary. I've been grinding a lot of defensive metrics and defensive rankings lately, and kind of adding that to my purity scores quite a bit this week. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot after watching Netflix Quarterback, just seeing those crazy shootouts that Cincy and the Lions had, and a lot of it is because of defensive injuries. So I'm trying to look at those defenses that could be super fragile and who they're playing, and I'm kind of adding that as we're into this crazy drafting window now, where the rooms are just crazy vital, and it's hard to get your stacks now. People are sniping you. People are doing some weird stuff. So
the Lions, I feel like, are like the inverse example of, like, you can only prepare so much, because the Lions were like, they had a good defense early in the year, and then when the shootouts happened, by then like the entire defense was injured. So that's the tough part about trying to prepare for this, is really only so much we can do here. But yeah, so as you're attempting to prepare for what defense are going to look like late in the season, I know you haven't had a chance to like fully update your scores there, but do you have any that you think are going to change pretty dramatically in your purity scores?
So it didn't really shift too much. I think it was more of kind of confirming my priors with a lot of it. I'm still kind of working through it, as that was my big kind of deep dive before I went on the boat today. So there's still a lot more to talk about, and I was going to maybe kind of save it for next week.
Cool.
But yeah, one thing that I really saw that I liked was the NFC South. Could be some shootouts. We could get a lot. The AFC South. So the NFC South, and the AFC West plays the NFC South. So I think you could really boost the Mahomes, the Herberts a little bit, because they could be in some pretty good fun game environments to score some points. Is one thing that I saw. And then on the flip side, the NFC East has really bad front sevens, other than the Eagles.
Okay.
So the AFC East plays them. So I think you can kind of boost the Halls, the Bills rushing attack, and kind of hit it that way too, a little bit. So those some things that I'm seeing. I see those kind of the NFC East is fragile for rushing games, and then same thing. The NFC South is through the air.
Nice. Okay.
So those are some of the things I'm keeping my eye on, and who's playing at what schedule. So hopefully you can kind of correlate good players and good teams that then play in those schedules. Like, Breece Hall will have 7 run funnels is what I have right now. So he's one that I'm a little low on just because I'm kind of doing a lot of elite quarterback, but I want to mix in some Hall because I think he could have some weeks. But also I got that penciled for the Battle Royale season is close, and same thing with trying to get back to the Dog Bowl.
Nice. Yes. Are you going to be shooting for the Dog Bowl from the start of the year?
Yeah, I'll probably tack it, not crazy volume, but I'll take some angles that I like and get in early and a little bit late.
Did we talk about this? Have they announced where it's going to be this year?
I haven't seen it. It's becoming really soon, be my guess. It was about this time last year that they had their big promo for Dallas.
Yeah, that sounds right. All right, let's continue with the exercise. Copper Prices though asks thoughts on white cabinets with white walls. Yeah, you look like you are in heaven there. Just everything's white behind you.
This is all my wife. This is what she's a graphic designer. She designs it and I build it.
Nice, awesome.
I do it in gold. I do need to correct it. I had the name wrong. It was Jason Taylor. The chat. Thank you, chat, for correcting me.
Yeah. All right, number 2 on your list. So number 1, you've got Mason Taylor over Kyle Pitts. Who else got on your 5 conviction plays?
Next one, kind of, I think his ADP is actually right in the same range, maybe further. At least my boy Keenan Allen. I was hoping he was going to sign by now.
Yeah, we thought by the show maybe he was going to.
Yeah, I was hoping he could celebrate. So I'm at 44% Best Ball Mania. I got them all over the place. I don't have many left. I think I got 10 or 15 to go before I just start moving into different contests.
You say 44% in Best Ball Mania?
Yeah, 44.
All right, yeah. That is conviction right there. Okay.
Conviction. Yeah.
How would you feel about the Chargers as a landing spot?
I like it. He knows the team, knows the facility, knows everybody. It's probably pretty similar offense that he left 2 years ago, maybe a little bit different, but he knows Herbert very well, so the connection should be pretty good. I was hoping for maybe the Niners or another good, long as it's a good quarterback, that's all I care about, which I kind of was part of the bet, just knowing the fact that he wants to be playing when it matters in the postseason.
Yeah, he wasn't going to go to the Browns. I wasn't that concerned about him going to a crap team. He wants to go somewhere he can play and compete on a competitive team. And Chargers seems like a pretty good spot to go. Will you be docking Ladd at all, or will you dock Trey Harris? Assuming he does sign with the Chargers, who would you be docking on the Chargers?
Yeah, I'm not really going to dock anybody. They're so high up on the purity score. It's kind of like rising tide lifts all boats types of mentality. I really think they're right now still with everything a top 7 offense. So you're just going to want to invest in the Chargers. And then all we hope is that it condenses down a little bit. So when you're building it, maybe 3-4 deep and that's it. And then hope that you got that 3 or 4 that condensed down into those 3-4 is kind of how I'm playing. And I'll have different wide receivers with that Herbert build, or even throwing those running backs at different price points.
Yeah.
So, he was, in 2024, he was wide receiver 33. He scored more points than DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Shakir, Josh Downs, Romeo Odunze.
Rome Odunze.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So he was a better last year in a new offense, learning a new quarterback. I mean, I think this guy just still has it. I think we worry about the age cliff. He is 33, but at that ADP at that price point. It's going to move up once he signs, but like my bags are packed. I probably won't chase it much, limited volume left in that contest anyway. But right now, I would go that he would outscore, definitely QJ, even Burden with the Bears. And that's like 79 ADP difference. I feel like he's going to be like right around that Kristen Kirk area. With scoring about the same amount of points once he signs.
Yeah, I want to be. You say it's your guy. I like for a little while I was drafting a lot of him, and then I kind of got scared off. And I've been, after you and I talked, I've been mixing him back in, but probably need to really start buying in now before he does sign, because he will. He's going to move up pretty significantly if he signs with the Chargers, I would think. Although it is, there is some concern about, they got KLS there now. They got Trey Harris, so maybe he doesn't move up that much. But yeah, I'll definitely have to get on board a little bit more than I have been recently. Overcat also says that he really likes the Chargers playoff schedule. Yeah, seems like a pretty good spot to target. I don't know the whole schedule. I know they played the Texans in week 17. I do not have 15 and 16 memorized.
I can pull it up in a second here. So yeah, Houston has a really good secondary. They're like top. So they're going to be hard to score on, but Dallas does not. The Chiefs do. So for the Chargers, will have to score to beat the Chiefs for sure.
Yep.
But always the Chargers always play the Chiefs tough, and those games are just usually grind them out like mid-20s types of game. They have had shootouts in the past, so I don't want to say it doesn't happen, but it's in Kansas City. The Dallas game is really nice because Dallas secondary is pretty piss poor. So they can score some points there. But Houston's DST is legit really good. They're very aggressive, so they could give up some big plays, but Keenan Allen's not really a big play type of guy anymore. He's more of a hopefully gets the touchdowns and get some volume. I've been throwing down 606, would be awesome for him.
Oh, I take that where he's going in drafts all day. Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. So you've got Keenan Allen. Who is the official that he's going over? You said Luther Burden, but I don't think that was the official one. You have Keenan Allen over.
Oh, Keenan Allen, say over Burden.
Over Luther Burden. Okay.
Luther. Yeah. I think Luther could do it, but it's, you're just counting on that big spike week late in the season.
Yep. All right. So
as this contest goes, it's kind of cumulative points for the whole season plus playoffs. I think he can do it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So Mason Taylor, Keenan Allen, number 3 on your list.
Kristen Kirk.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Over. And did you have some?
We'll say Kristen Kirk over Cup.
Okay. That's a good one.
Which is like 20 picks of ADP or something close to it. Playoff schedules in the dome. All games are in the dome. That's why we like Houston. And worried about the defense being awesome. But again, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball very well. They got a piss poor offensive line. Their week 16 is against the Raiders, and the Raiders are the worst secondary in football right now. So it could be super fragile. Definitely come end of the season. So with that bad offensive line, they're going to try to really quick passing attack. I think is going to be a lot of Shroud to Nico slants and stuff, but I think Kirk's going to be heavily involved in the offense. So that quick passing game, I think he's going to be a volume sponge. Hopefully get some touchdowns. He can also break one. He's got the speed to break them. So I think he could be a pretty good points getter and a really good valuable asset, especially for the people that kind of like myself that are drafting a lot of elite quarterback and trying to get quite a bit of running backs early, where we're a little hungry for a wide receiver, and he fits that bill quite nicely.
Yeah, I like him quite a bit where he goes. The slot demon. I didn't even know the nickname until this year. Slot demon over Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, gaining traction. I'm at 22% right now in my stuff.
Are you doing a lot of Stroud there also?
Yes, but kind of one-off. Again, Houston right now is not a team bet that I'm trying to get. It's kind of more of just I think the offense is going to score some points. Are they going to be that Cincinnati, that Detroit of last year? I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Number 4 on your list.
I'll save that one for last. We'll go quarterback. I was trying to get different positions here. I'm going to go Tua.
Tua over anybody in particular?
Well, let's say I forgot to write that one down.
I mean, your my guys are the most important part. I added the second part because a lot of people are like, I was talking about this with Debro. People are often like, people want to say like, oh, you're not high enough on player X, but then they don't actually like look at who are you taking that player over. So I like to just look at like who's somebody that you would take this player over that goes ahead of them.
I'll say JJ McCarthy.
Oh, I hate that. This is a bad one. Don't listen to him. All right, so you're going.
The only reason why I say it is because of the playoffs. Because I'm going to get more points with you in the playoff schedule than because Miami has a very delicious playoff schedule. Week 16 against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is going to be pretty bad again, and Tampa Bay, same thing. They're not very good either on the defensive side of the football. So health is a huge thing. So this is a huge risk reward type of bet. But in 2023, he was a QB9. We're drafting him right now as the QB 22. Big difference. Has lots of weapons. We're drafting all of his weapons in the first 2 rounds, or the third one, round 4. So they get the ninth easiest schedule right now, according to Sharp Football Analysis. The DST is not looking good according to the ranks that I'm seeing right now, especially the secondary. So they could be in a lot of shootouts. So even as a one-off, backstacking if you have to, if you don't plan ahead well, I think Tua is going to pay off pretty well, and he might not beat JJ McCarthy, but he's going to score like JJ McCarthy for sure.
Yeah, I'm kidding, of course, because I'm a huge JJ McCarthy bull. So that was the one name that I'm like, oh, I'm offended by that one. Who would you backstack Tua with? Like, are you doing Darren Waller? Is there anybody else that you are willing to backstack him with?
The wide receiver 3, I don't really quite know who that is.
Malik Washington, maybe?
Yeah.
Or is it NWI?
Yeah, NWI is. I've been sprinkling back and forth. Don't know because we haven't got a whole lot of coach speak on that yet. But I've been doing that a little bit. I think I did that in the Husky this week. Stuff like that. Just I think Tua is going to be a really good advance rate, and he could win you a week. He did well for me, and he was part of my. I'm a little biased. He was part of my dog bowl team that finished 6th.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he was good. I mean, 2 years ago he crushed also, and I guess that was his last year that he was on your dog bowl team.
2 doubles. I mean, it was 2023. 2 doubles in the Niners is what you needed to win all the money in 2023. I was able to do pretty well in the dog bowl with a 2 double as well.
Yeah, I got to say, so using the, I've been using the Sidekick Sims tool, and it will often give me 2-0 when I don't have any Dolphins on it. And even sometimes won't even try to backstack it. We'll just say like, yeah, he just adds points to your team. So yeah, it seems like a good bet, even if you don't stack him later on with somebody. I like that. All right, so that was 4. You saved your 5th one. Who is number 5 for you?
Boomers, stand up with me. Who's with me? Boomers.
I'm with you.
Alvin Kamara.
Okay. Alvin Kamara over. Who are you taking him over?
I'm going to take him over Kyron Williams.
That's how I take. I like it. Okay. What's the thesis?
Hear me out. He's 30. Just turned 30, so happy birthday. Shout out, Alvin. All right. Getting drafted as RB18. Right around pick 56. So in 2024, last year, they had didn't have a lot of structure. It was very chaotic, a lot of injuries, a lot of different quarterbacks they played with. He finished as running back 9 in that environment. He tailed off at the end of the season, which is a little concerning, but we'll talk about the concerning stuff in a minute. But he scored 231 half-point PPR points. So he was right there with all the guys who are drafted in the 3rd round right now. And we're drafting them now at the end of the 5th, sometimes early 6th. All right. Hear me out. This is where it gets juicy. It's the playoff schedule. Week 15 against Carolina. Carolina, they just give it away on the ground. They're going to try to get better at it, but still, all the projections that I'm seeing, the front 7 is still pretty bad. They're still the 4th worst front 7 in the NFL. And then in week 17, they play Tennessee, and they have the 2nd worst front 7 football. So super fragile, a couple injuries. They could both be ultra bad, just run funnel type of DSTs that we want to be tacking. all the coach speak right now is they want to play fast, place. So that's, what does that equal? Equals more opportunity. Also, when you play fast, okay, you're not subbing. So Kamara is going to see a buttload of the snap share. And right now, through coach speak index, they're just rotating guys behind Alvin. They don't even know who the RB2 is right now. So he has the lion's share in an offense that wants to run a lot of plays. So he's one of those kind of cheat code guys that can get a lot through the ground and passing attack, quick passing attack, that we're not really seeing anymore in the NFL with passing kind of screen and to running backs. It's all quick passing attack to wide receivers versus running backs. So to me, his ADP is super strong. And I think he's gonna all he needs is that touchdown variance to get into that tier, to be with the Breece Halls. And those running backs, Marion Hamptons and stuff like that. The weaknesses for sure, offensive line. However, the offensive line just did some crazy decisions with draft capital and free agency. They're moving. It's going to be a whole new offensive line on this year. And coming from a coach that just had Barkley and the Eagles rushing attack, that scheme, kind of bringing that in, kind of being Philly South down in New Orleans. So I'm high on Kamara. I got him quite a bit. I'm at 14% right now in BBM. I think he's a big advanced piece, but then also has that thunder in the postseason that can win you a week, maybe win you the tournament.
Are you also low on Kyron, or is he just the example of like, I'm super high on Kamara so he can outscore Kyron?
Yeah, it's just for this exercise. I don't mind Kyron. I do worry about the rookie. I have a lot more of that rookie in the Rams, Hunter, because they're looking for explosives. They're looking for explosives. I do kind of think that the Rams are going to go one of two ways. They're going to be where they were last year and being a kind of a Super Bowl contender, or it's going to the house of cards is going to crumble because they're just so fragile with having so much money invested in just so many top tier players that the people underneath them aren't very good. So they could have a bad O-line, and a couple of key injuries could happen that they could just crumble and not be a very good fantasy asset for us. So they're one of those teams that I'm kind of flipping a coin on right now.
I'm struggling with it because I really like, if Matt Stafford is healthy, like that to me is like the biggest thing. If Matthew Stafford is healthy, they could, like, even without a great O-line, they could be fine, I think. But I'm super nervous about it because I've been drafting a lot of like Stafford, kind of my QB3 my go-to quarterback 3, and then because I love the backstack options with Tyler Higbee, with Jordan Whittington, Tutu Atwell, like they just seem so easy. But then if anything happens to Stafford, I feel like it's all dead. Like all of that is just a much, much worse bet if Stafford is hurt. So I'm getting nervous about it. What do you think? Are you ready? Sorry, do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just one last thing on the O-line, that it's like, they rank pretty bad. I think they're like 22nd right now in like 3 straight rankings for offensive line, but first round draft pick, 9th overall. They have a Pro Bowler. And then they also have 2 other first round picks historically in the last couple of years that have been average. So everybody kind of going back to their original places that they played in college, they're that one kind of offensive line that could turn into something, even if they're like league average or a little bit above league average. Kamara could have some nice holes, and he still has the speed, to take one to the house for us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's a guy that I've been out on like for the past 2-3 years. And finally this year, I'm like, you know what? He just keeps beating me every single year. I know they're going to throw a lot. He's probably going to stay healthy. So I'm working on getting to some, I don't think I'm with you. I'm not going to be like over the field on Kamara, but I'm trying to be closer to the field, to buy in a little bit more than I have been in the past. Maybe I'll need to work him in more. Thanks for the reminder. Best Ball on Call said he's the number 20. Like, if you haven't already liked the video, always helpful if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. If you want to get notifications when I go live, you can hit that little notification bell to be alerted. Let's get into a BBM. So we're going to do the 20-second clock entering now. Math, I got to ask, if you are almost done with your BBMs now, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do once BBMs are filled?
Eliminators.
Okay.
And marathons. Yeah.
All the other side contests. I know you're doing Huskies. You and I are in a bunch of Husky slows together. So I guess there's enough other contests out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting close to where, I want to get to close to maybe 300 drafts, something like that. So I'm getting close to that.
That's your total goal is going to be about 300 for this for
Yeah.
all drafts, or just for the standard format?
All drafts. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 300 is good. I try to be super thoughtful and careful with each one. I don't want to throw really any money out the window.
Yeah.
So I think 300, and then I saves good bankroll for regular season, because you need the volume for regular season.
Yeah, if you want to do the BRs every week, that's a good idea. Yeah. But you're going to max out PBM, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to wait, Neil.
Okay.
I'm going to wait for my last 10 probably for the last week. Because I jumped in this weekend, and man, these rooms are wild right now.
It's fun.
So I want to wait a little bit while everybody's kind of tripping over themselves for all the guys that I like right now. So I'm going to wait till last week and see what happens.
I mean, if it's wild right now, the last week is going to be crazy, even wilder. Go ahead.
Yeah. One last thing on the Saints. Third easiest strength of schedule, and they got a bad defense. So to me, that equals, potential some shootouts, some points to be had. So maybe some crazy game environments. Won't be every week, but I could see them scoring 3 touchdowns a game, where there's a lot of teams right now. They're only going to score about 2 touchdowns and a lot of field goals.
You are convincing me. I got to say, especially because they don't have an RB2 that I want to attack either. So it's not like I can just, ignore and then take the RB2 instead. Because is it Devin Neal? Is it Cam Akers? I don't even know who the RB2 is right now. Let's see here. There we go. All right. So we are. Where the hell are we? Oh,
yeah, we're last. Yeah.
We are last. We were just the one team that was cut off there.
I was gonna say they look like 10 teams.
I know. Yeah. All right. So Steven's in here. I know Steven. Fat Bobby, I feel like I know. Easy Money. I think that there are some names here that I sort of recognize but can't quite place who they are. So if you're drafting with us, let us know in YouTube. Oh, it's Kendra. Yeah, that's a good call. Is he still really a year and a half younger than RJ Harvey? I guess was he a rookie last year? I drafted so much Kendra Miller last year, and it bit me pretty hard. But maybe I do need to draft there as well.
Yeah, but still, the coach speak, it's not guaranteed. I mean, it's not. Yeah. They're rotating. He needs to win the job,
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you can make that bet that he wins the job. It's kind of like you're trying to hit a parlay at that point.
Right.
Taking him in the 18th. Taking him in the 20th round in DraftKings, it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's a good spot there. You only have 18 spots. Don't want to take too many wild dart throws. All right, so we are in the 12 hole. Do you have we haven't really talked much about just classic best ball. Do you have a favorite spot to draft here?
Right now it's the middle. It used to be at the end. Now it's kind of more in the middle. But I also like the front now, because you can have some fun in that 3-4 turn. That I'm liking, that we weren't able to do previous.
You mean the 4-5 turn?
The 4-5. Yeah, I'm sorry. The 4-5.
Yeah. Like what? I mean, I guess you like Kamara. There's one answer.
Yeah, pull up, and you get a really good wide receiver. You can still get your elite quarterback, your choice elite quarterback in the third. And then that 4-5 turn, you can usually stack up Lamar with Zay and get Kamara. You get a falling, right now falling Daniels at times.
Yeah, I've got that.
So there's a lot of fun where right now it seems like that 12 spot used to be awesome. Now it's getting a little it's becoming the same thing. You're going usually double wide receiver, or you're grabbing wide receiver running back.
Who do you like here? We got Genty, BTJ, HN, Henry, London, AJ Brown.
Let's do BTJ for sure, and then let's talk about our running back. Who would you prefer? Henry for me is gonna smash again.
Let's do Henry. I do not have a ton of Henry. I have been trying to get more. I draft a lot of Achan. Genty, I can't decide if I'm just like getting bored of taking him. But let's do a Henry share.
I think they're all good plays. To me, it just comes down to projected points, and Baltimore's projected to score the second most points in the NFL. A lot of it's going to be through Henry, as long as he stays healthy. But he's had a couple weird injuries a couple years ago that people still knock him down a peg or two because of it. But I mean, he crushed last year. He looks great in camp. Everyone loves him.
Yeah,
they're going to try to win the Super Bowl, and they got a pretty good playoff schedule too.
It's funny because like I take him in the eliminator all the time. Like in the 7th spot, I've started doing my eliminator slow drafts. I take a ton of Henry there, take him in like every format except for this one, because I'm like, just feels like he's going to be wearing down by then. But at the same time, he's in, great offense. Like you said, he has never shown really any signs of wearing down. So we're just kind of projecting like he's getting too old. At some point, he has too much mileage. At some point, he's got to slow down. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe you're right. Or maybe not yet. Maybe it's still a couple years away. So yeah, I'm more okay with taking Henry on Underdog. Where we are doing full PPR, I still am pretty hesitant to take him on DraftKings, but on Underdog, I'm starting to open myself up to the idea of drafting some King Henry this year. All right, there's Fat Bobby. Good to see you. Mr. Graver thinks that it's Devin Neal's job. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So, Henry's got the Saints week 15. That could be a 70-point game. Had to have a game to get into this round 16. Then he's got New England. New England could be a team that is on the rise, score some points. But again, New England's front seven's pretty bad, definitely top half of the NFL. Green Bay does have a pretty good rush. They have a better secondary, and they're kind of a run funnel. So I do think Henry week 17 is going to be nice. Like we're going to be like on DraftKings, he'll be like over 9,000 easily, or if
you think so,
okay. Yeah, he'll be around one type of guy in the BR. So his playoff schedule is really, really good.
Are you taking him with Lamar very much?
I do. Yeah, I do like it when I can get it. Just that's that team bet that I like to make.
Yeah.
But not all the time. Sometimes I'll do it. I'll kind of hedge a little bit. Sometimes I'll do it with Josh Allen. So I'm kind of saying that these two offenses are going to cook, and play it that way too.
Yep. Same. Are you docking Khalil Shakir much right now with the injury?
Yeah, high ankle. I think you got to a little bit. He was going pretty high.
Yeah. No, I've been starting to dock him a little. It's tough because he lines up so well with Allen. So like when I have Josh Allen, it's hard for me to not want to just click Khalil Shakir around ADP. But I'm trying to just let it go and then take a Keon Coleman or Dalton Kincaid or someone else there instead to stack with Allen. But yeah, I've been docking him a little bit.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on. But we still got 30 days roughly.
Yeah.
Yep. Do worry about re-aggravation. One is the biggest things with the Bills right now that I can't quite get my head around is like I don't know how much they're gonna have to really pass it.
Right.
They got a really good offensive line. Allen can run it around a little bit. If Cook signs, I think James Cook could be a smash.
What if have you factored in at all that he might not sign, that there might be issues? He might because he's holding in, not practicing. Yeah. Is that like something you're considering right now, or are you still like it's far enough away you're not that concerned?
I'm not that concerned, but as each day goes by that he's not practicing. Now he's not practicing because they're in pads and they're scrimmaging because he doesn't want to get hurt. That's the biggest thing right now is because it's like this is the time where injuries pop up because they're actually trying. Right. Right now.
All right, we're not getting any of the fallers that I get excited about.
All right, let's do. I'm good if you're good with Breece Hall and Mike Evans.
Easy. All right.
If you want to float Kittle, that's fine.
Kittle's one I was considered here. Usually, if Terry fell, I would have considered doing Terry, Jaden, but now I'm good just taking these two. Yeah. Classic build. We're okay with the olds. We got Derrick Henry and Mike Evans on the team. On brand for us.
We're on the right side of TB12. Okay. We're on the right side of these old guys taking care of their bodies. These old guys have the money to take care of the bodies. The young guys don't have the money yet to take care of the bodies.
They got the team. The team might, help them with that. But that is true. These guys, they have a lot of money to play with.
Yeah. Have your own chef, have your own trainer. It's all regimented. Like, the age cliff is going to get pushed further and further.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's changing the game again.
Pretty jealous of Steph and all the people out on the ship chasing yacht party this week. I was surprised you were not there. You've been one to travel for. I guess you were just at the Dog Bowl, Math. Were you getting FOMO watching everybody else hanging out this weekend?
Big time. Jelly belly. I woke up. I was gonna go. I was texting with Emo. We're gonna get a room together. And so what happened was my wife's work filed bankruptcy like this early in the summer, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's not great. Not ideal.
Not ideal. So we were battling through that. Luckily, she made the cut to the new organization. We just kind of found out this past week. So right now she's in negotiations with them, but I did not want to go down that argument / fight that, hey, I'm going to spend a bunch of money and go draft with a bunch of buddies and get drunk and have a good time. So
yeah, that is probably a fair concession. I mean, if only she had found out a little bit earlier that she was gonna make the transition and still get to work, that would have been fun. But there'll be more. There'll be more fun things to travel to. You'll get back to the Dog Bowl hopefully this year.
Yeah.
So save your money for that. Yeah.
See you there, Neil.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll take some shots at it this year. I didn't take many last year, but it did look very fun. So I'll have to take some every week.
There was like 5 or 6, or maybe 4 or 5 of people that barely had very low volume that made it. So it's possible. It's possible. Yeah,
it's very hard.
It's very hard to make it, but even if you're high volume or low, it's the right room, the right build in that room that you need to have.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely take some shots at it this year. It's tough because I get so busy during season with just content work because I'm just like every day, all day. And then it's like I don't really want to do it until later in the week, which is also when I'm busier. Like I don't want to be building my teams on Monday, I think typically. Do you have a strategy there for like when in the week you attack the Dog Bowls or whatever, or just the BRs in general?
I like to get in early before ETR.
Oh, you do?
Everybody throws their projections out. I definitely pay attention to a lot of the Sam Olsons, the Crutches, the guys that are high volume guys, Sack, Religious, seeing what they're doing a little bit, get a feel for it. Nez as well and John, they do a great job over at Badge Bros.
When you say you're paying attention, do you mean like you draft with them and see like who they're drafting, or like you listen to them? Okay.
Yeah, and listen, but in the room, like I'm definitely paying attention to what they're doing. But I'll go in with how I see the week after last week, and again, kind of understanding the teams and where they're trying to go and what their weaknesses are. Trying to get that. I'm more of a game environment.
We're on the clock. Do you like Jalen Waddle? I know you like Miami.
Yeah, let's do it. That's a fall.
Oh yeah, that is a little bit of a fall. And then we have RJ Harvey, Chris Olave, Juwan Jennings. We could reach for somebody if you wanted.
Let's bring up Mbuka because we're not going to get him.
True.
Let's get Mbuka. Let's set up. I don't think a lot of people are going to have that Evans and Mbuka with Baker.
That's true.
I like that double. I like that Baker double quite a bit.
That is. I mean, people might have it from like earlier in the drafting season, I suppose. But yeah. So it's kind of fun. I have not been reaching this far for Mbuka. I've reached for him like probably late 60s. I think this is probably the furthest I've reached for Mbuka. Do you like him better in general than like Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, or is it more just because we have Evans and you want to correlate?
Just because I want to correlate with Evans.
Okay, nice.
Tampa Bay right now ranks second in game environments for me. Bills are first, Tampa's second.
In the weeks 15 through 17?
Yeah, just in season total.
Okay.
In the purity score and the Bucks DST is going to be pretty bad. I think Baker doubles are gonna print again like last year.
Are you concerned about, my biggest concern has been like Liam Cohen, like he leaves. Are they going to change the way they run the offense? Are they going to be a less competent offense without Liam Cohen? Is that not a huge concern for you?
It might dock a little bit, but again, it's all the same coaching tree.
Yeah.
I there's going to be other apples that are born from that tree. So I worry about it a little bit, but I think all in all, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. So have you drafted much Baker also?
A little bit, not as much as I want, because I was hoping his price was going to drop, because everybody's like, why is he so high? But his price is
literally
dropped.
Everybody's like, he's too expensive. You look at any projection, he's too expensive. So I don't draft a ton of him, except for when he falls, like sometimes he'll fall into the 90s, probably for that reason. Like you said, everybody's saying it. But still the ADP has not been falling.
Yeah. I'm a little bit Purdy over Baker, so a lot of my builds have Purdy, but it's a thing that I want to try to do is get more Baker doubles.
Yeah, no, I'm also, I think, Purdy over Baker, and it's so easy to get the Niners that I just end up not taking a ton of Tampa. But yeah, that's a good call. Like, it's still, we've seen them outperform expectations like 2-3 years in a row. They've been crushing expectations. So there's no reason they can't do it again.
Yeah. I just like that NFC South. I think they're a lot of high scoring games. I mean, this is going to be kind of nice. Hopefully we can get Baker, stack up our running back, wide receiver 1, and then end with Tua. It'd be a great 3 quarterback room for us.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
And then we can start thinking about correlation in the playoff weeks.
Would you, speaking of our wide receiver 1, would you want to reach for him, or like get him, hope that he falls to like 132? That's kind of the tough spot there.
I'm sorry, for who?
For let's make our pick. Trevor Lawrence. I'm thinking, do you want to take Baker here at 84?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
It's probably not going to fall to us.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go get your guy season.
That's right. And then who else do we want?
Let's
Hawkinson.
Let's get your boy Mason in Minnesota.
Yes, love that. Okay,
let's get that.
You've won me back over after your JJ McCarthy slander. You won me back over by letting me draft Jordan Mason.
Unreal DST. They have the best front 7 in the NFL, according to what I'm seeing right now. Their secondary is uber aggressive, so they might give it away. But I mean, Rich Rebar, Sharp Football Analysis, said it too. It's just like this team's going to want to pound it a little bit more than years past. Control the game, deflate the football. I think, you're going to see a lot of Aaron Jones probably early, but you're going to see a lot of Mason at the end of the game, probably maybe in the end of the season, because Jones always likes to pull a hammy too. So yeah,
right.
I'm
high on Mason.
Yeah, sorry, Neil. I always love trying to get an RB3 before it completely dries up. Like for me, it's kind of that Pacheco, Brian Thomas Jr. line. I want to have 3 before that, because after that, you're kind of, it's such a gamble, that you're going to hit that running back position.
That's funny. So I sometimes I don't take that exact. Well, I think I usually try to have 2 by this line, but then I kind of like the gambles that happen like 130 to 150. I think like right now it's Tank Bigsby, Bashal Tootin, Dylan Sampson, Jadon Blues kind of growing on me a little bit. So I kind of like taking a couple shots on those guys. But I mean, I guess I agree with you that they are pretty big gambles still.
Yeah, it's just a lot needs to go your way.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just good wide receivers throughout the draft that you can get periodically, like, Kirk, and guys like that. I mean, they're not the sexiest of clicks, but I think they're going to hit your lineup more than you think it's going to hit.
Yeah, no, honestly, you're probably right. This is why you had the highest scoring team in BBM and I didn't, because I take too many gambles with my running backs. Because I'm like, well, there's a lot of guys I like taking shots on, so I'm like, I'll just spray and pray with those guys instead of taking the projectable volume. Yeah, maybe I should be trying to adjust to what you're doing a little bit more, and you can take 3 and still take multiple shots on those later guys that I like. So yeah, maybe that's an adjustment I should make here. T-Bro says, on a plane waiting for you to cape up for freaking Miles Sanders. I've been getting away from the Miles Sanders click a little bit. I still do it sometimes, but like, because I also like, Jerome Ford. Like I said, I'm taking Jade on Blue. I don't usually take them together. There are some later running backs. So I've been doing a little bit less Miles Sanders as some other running backs have become more appealing. That's funny. WFM Warehouse. I read this first part. I was like, why Baker at 84? Could have pushed him. I was like, there's no way. And then it says, yeah, could have pushed him to 85. That's funny. 3rd in your model, Atlanta. Interesting. Why do you think that is? Or what is the reasoning there?
Yeah, I think it's strength of schedule, offensive line, projected points scored. Also the defense. They have the worst front 7 in the NFL right now. Their secondary is pretty good, but they're going to be in those high game environments. They're going to score some points.
Are you drafting a lot of Penix?
I have a little bit. It's more just I haven't been able to build it like I thought. Like I went through all my teams lately, and I'm like, shit, I'm light. I'm light on Atlanta. I need to get more of it. So it's an emphasis. I think it's going to be eliminator and marathon type of play for me. I'm not going to have a BBM.
Okay.
Because I'm getting all this information now and not when I started drafting in May.
Do you want to reach for Trevor Lawrence here? Or we could try to push him to 132.
How are we doing that tight end? This is one I like to usually
grab. We don't have a tight end yet. Do you like Engram?
Sure.
Okay. All right. We have one more pick. Do you want to take Trevor Lawrence or somebody else you like here?
Seems like we could. Yeah, let's just get Trevor. Let's just stack it up. If you can get it in time.
Yep.
It's fine.
I was really hoping we were going to be able to do the Knicks Engram double here for a second there. It was like, oh man, if that falls to us, I would have been all about it. Yeah, there wasn't anything that I felt really great about there. Trey Harris has been a pretty, common click for me throughout drafting season. And I'm getting nervous with Keenan Allen getting there. I know you said you're not docking anybody, but like just the KLS buzz is kind of louder than the Trey Harris buzz. Yeah. And now Keenan's going there. So I'm starting to be like, all right, I have my bags are pretty full of Trey Harris. And now I am getting just a little bit nervous.
Yeah. The only one I was thinking about was Ayuk. Wouldn't have been bad. Good.
Yep. I thought about Ayuk.
Schedule. They're going to score a lot of points. But yeah, I'm fine with that. We need a tight end, and they're gonna get dried up. And that's the problem right now. When I'm finding in the 12 hole, it's like right about now, where it's just like,
it's gross.
It's gross. It used to be very, very nice to draft in this spot, but I feel like it's shifted. Yeah,
and are you? I forget. Are you a Scadaboo guy? I guess he wasn't even there for us.
I was early on. I thought, he could take it over and run with it. But the more and more that I started really digging into how these teams are built, I have a hard time thinking that at his ADP that he's going to win it. He's going to win me something. I would have liked to see it in the 120s, 130s. But the fact that he's been held right there, there's just quarterbacks, tight ends. I just think are better clicks than Cam right now in that range. Right now, for me, the Giants are one of the worst teams to draft, as a team. So right now, it's neighbors and nobody for me for the most part.
I think I knew that. Yeah, they're low on the purity score list. I struggle with that one. I've done some Cam Scadaboo just because I guess we've been making the assumption that it's going to be kind of condensed, where it's just going to be Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy, and I haven't really worried that much about Devin Singletary, which that might end up being a mistake. Maybe Singletary comes into the fold more than we expect. But But it's also just a gross range, which is why it's like it's probably fine to just pull up a T-law here. A lot of times I'll be clicking, Bo Nix, Drake May, taking one of these quarterbacks. Sometimes I'll pull up JJ McCarthy to this turn. Kind of depends on what you have. But yeah, I think pulling up Trevor Lawrence, just because there was nothing else that I don't feel like we missed out on much by pulling up Trevor Lawrence there. Are you it sounds like you're not very high on the Bears, because sometimes I'll do Caleb Williams, Luther Burden would have been another choice there.
Yeah, I don't mind the Bears. They're like a middling of the road team for me right now. I do, because I'm so high on the Niners. I sprinkle them in for that week 17. If I got a team there, I want that game environment. The Bears secondary is really good. So I worry just overall, game environments for the Bears really taken off, is one concern that I have. But I do like their prices. Their ADPs are all very reasonable.
All right, we're back on the clock. Do you want to take Tua here? And there's also some running backs that I kind of like in this range. Tell me who you like, though. This is by ADP. I've started up Tua, so if we don't do something else, he's coming.
Yeah, let's queue up Ray Davis.
Okay, Ray Davis.
And that's
is it Ray Davis for you overall? These guys, Jadon Blue, Dylan Sampson, Tank Bigsby. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that who you want, or is there some other position that you prefer?
No, let's do Ray Davis, and then we can talk about a tie-in. We can go double bills and invest in that offense. Goddard's not a bad tight end, and then we can shut it down. Same thing with Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
Did you? Ton of correlation here.
Yeah, and we went Tua and Ray Davis on that.
That's
turn.
fine. Yeah, that's
okay.
Good. So our quarterbacks are all stacked up, tied down, and we got Tampa Bay, Miami. We got that whole game environment we can tack on.
Yep. All right. So the team currently: Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Jordan Mason, Ray Davis, Brian Thomas, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, and Evan Ingram. Feels pretty good. Like I don't take 3 quarterbacks this early, but I feel like they're all reasonable enough prices. Yeah, so we'll need 1 or 2 more running backs.
Yep.
3 or 4 more wide receivers, I would think. See what happens with tight end.
Yeah, this is 3663, 3672. It all depends on the tight end right now. I think it's a powerful build. We reached a little bit, but we have you look at our bets. For this team to crush, you need Brian Thomas to crush. That means that Trevor Lawrence has a good season. We got that sacked up. Mike Evans as a 4th round pick. We got him double stacked with his rookie counterpart with Baker, and then we got Tua with Waddle, which is nice in that whole game environment week 16. It'd be nice to start sprinkling in some week 15 and week 16 if we can. The nice part about Evan Ingram pick is he plays Jacksonville week 16.
Nice.
So that's nice. Getting some Atlanta pieces would be nice. Getting some Carolina pieces would be nice right now.
Okay, Carolina's easy. There are some Carolina pieces. We go Rico Dowdle or like Adam Thielen probably at our next pick. Atlanta, maybe Tyler Algier will be there. Maybe Kyle Pitts. I guess you're not super in on Kyle Pitts though.
No, but again, in this build, it makes sense. We're trying to go after those game environments to get us to advance. In that week 15, week 16. We're saying that this team's going to advance right now with with our current build.
Yeah.
So this is at the point of the draft right now where I'm trying to correlate 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah.
Right now.
I doubt Kyle Pitts makes it past the pick before us who just took Penix at 134, but you never know. Maybe they have Drake London. They're happy with that single stack.
Yeah.
Have you I know we talked about it last week, but you see that this team on the far end goes Quinshad Judkins and then Najee Harris. Are you buying more into I mean, not Judkins, I assume, but like Najee, are you were already kind of in on Najee, but seeing him on the practice field, are you happy with that click right now? Well, let's make our pick and then talk about
it.
So here is ADP.
Let's get Garendo.
Do you like Brenton Strange with our Trevor Lawrence?
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
All right, let's do it.
So that's good. We got 5. We could probably shut it down. What's our running back room?
Yeah, so we have Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Jordan Mason, Ray Davis, Isaac Garendo.
Two. Okay, the buy is not too bad. Yeah, we maybe want to tack on. Let's say we probably don't need it.
Oh, we could do Jalen Wright if you prefer over. Oh, too late. Never mind.
No. I wanted that. Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
I think Strange is a good pick with Lawrence.
But yeah, so what is your update on your like Najee status? Because other girl, you never kind of. I feel like you were always sort of buying Najee because you have experience with eye injuries and you think it's probably not super severe, but also you did acknowledge like, well, maybe Omar and Hampton can take over the backfield. So I forget exactly where you fell on your stance on Najee, but how do you feel about him as a click right now? Because sometimes you'll see him go in the like 150s. Yeah. Is he like a smash pick to you in the 150s, or is that still just like that's fine? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's there. He's now in a weighted vest walking around. He's got this eye kind of ointment cream in there. His vision is going to be fine. At this point, I think it's a huge overreaction, and everybody loves Hampton. So they're just like Hampton, and they're forgetting Najee. And so I'm definitely scooping up the ADP value on Najee right now.
Where are you willing to start clicking him?
Again, I try to see how far he can fall.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a room. There's only going to be like 2 of us that want him. Everybody, majority of the market, it's just like he has like one eye. That's it. Like he's going to be a pirate. Like that's what the market thinks. So it's like, how far can I get this guy? Because I think by week 1 he's going to be getting snaps, and he's probably the goal line back. For a really good offensive line.
So I have been very much fading Najee, taking a ton of Omar and Hampton, but I've moved him up in my ranks like a week or so ago, moved him up to like pick like 130 my ranks or so. So I'm just like seeing him there. When he fits my team, I'll be like, all right, if he gets to, pick 130 or later, if it fits my team, then I'll take some Najee. Because I think you're right. Like it probably is like it appears that he's going to be back practicing. There's still a little part of me that's nervous that it's like it is worse than he's admitting, because he wants his contract. He wants to get the money from his contract. Doesn't want the team to cut him. So I still do sometimes have that fear, but I've started working him in a little bit more, because I think you're right. Like we're probably like pushing it too far. The other hand, it was like previously he was already like pick 115 is where we had been drafting him previously. So it's not like he's fallen a ton from there if we take him at 130. Like you're getting a very, very slight discount. But when he falls to like pick 150, then it's like, all right, this feels pretty good, like compared to some other running backs in this range. So yeah, but then it's also like, I want to get some Tank Bigsby now, like Tank Bigsby, a guy I've been fading all season. Now it's like looking like he's the RB1. So I'm working in a little bit of Tank Bigsby, Jadon Blue getting work with the ones. So it's that's my struggle right now. Is I agree with you. Like Najee is suddenly like, all right, I probably should be working in more than I have. But on the other hand, there's a lot of other running backs right there that I still like. So I struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah, that's the hard part. And that's why like guy like Najee, just let him fall and scoop him up the next round, because he might be there.
Yeah. I guess that's also the benefit to your approach of taking 3 running backs early, and then you can kind of push where you start taking your 4th and 5th, and then you have more options there and can just kind of play the who's going to fall game instead of trying to reach for somebody.
Exactly. Stay kind of flexible. That's why I like starting like 2-4-4-2. To me, is a really strong start early, and then you kind of go where the room takes you. I kind of like to start that way anyway. But
so then, do you usually stick with just 2 tight ends?
Lately, yeah, a lot of my teams are just 2 tight end teams. I'll tack on a Mason Taylor a lot on a 3rd, or sometimes he's my 2nd. I'm not much in the elite tight ends stuff.
Thielen is here if we want to do a Carolina piece.
Is there any other Carolinas other than Thielen? right now. No, I think XL went probably.
Yeah. Rico Dowdle went.
I just worry about Coker and everybody with him.
We got him. Do you like De'Ami Brown? Anybody else you like here?
Yeah, let's take Brown.
New Shipley. Woody Marks.
Let's take Brown. Let's just take Brown.
Woody Marks, another guy that I'm like, I should probably be working him in a little bit because we don't know. Although their offensive line is so bad. What are you doing with the Houston backfield?
Again, not really touching it other than Mixon once in a while when he falls to like pick 100. Again, terrible offensive line. I think you're going to want more of just the passing game. The Kristen Kirks, Nico Collins, the Higgins. I think you're going to want more of the passing game. The defense is legit, like nasty. So games are going to be low scoring. I don't think we're going to want a whole big team environment. With those guys.
Yeah, that's sort of is a tough team to parse because they have a great defense and then a terrible offensive line. So it's like, do I want any, like, what part of the offense do you want? So you're going with the passing attack more so than the running backs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Mixon can still, long as that ankle heals, I think he probably has the talent and the ability to still produce kind of on heavy volume. But I just think that Chubb and Woody, they're just kind of like, you want to put them together and you get Mixon. You separate Mixon into those two, you're just going to have like 6-7 points. Like, what's that getting you? Are you going to win something with those two guys? I don't
probably
see
not. Yeah. At first I was thinking like Chubb, what if he is 80% of what he once was and he takes the bulk of the work, but then the reports have been kind of bad on Chubb. Doesn't really feel like he's going to be 80% of what he once was. And then it's really bad offensive line. So I go back and forth on what to do there. I mostly don't take him right now. I did move him up for a little bit and it was, but I don't know. The coach speak has been not ideal. And then Marks to me is he goes late enough that he's kind of interesting to me. But not a huge priority.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I want to be in on him, but like everything that I see just screams stay away from Houston.
Yeah.
Like as a team build,
Yeah.
It's a one-off. But again, if I'm going to do a one-off, I'd rather have someone that can get home on one play, someone that is a game breaker, has that speed. The worthy types, Deshaun Jackson back in our day, Neil.
Oh man, he was so good for
three
longer than he should have been.
Yeah, three catches, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was fun. He was more of a guy that I didn't take because he was so hit or miss, and at that point it was season long. It wasn't. I guess then DFS also. Yeah.
Those types of guys.
Keandre Lambert Smith at pick 200 there. Interesting. All right, moving on up.
We got two left. Do we have any Indy? Indy would be nice, like Jacksonville Indy game. Anything there? Mitchell, Mitchell, maybe.
Mitchell, DJ Giddens. Do you want Keenan Allen first of all, or no?
Yeah, let's get Keenan.
Okay.
Just for the love of the game. And then I'm good. Your decision on running back, wide receiver. I'm more of a Mitchell guy.
Okay.
And
we do Mitchell.
With this unit, I can see an upside swing at wide receiver versus running back because of the early draft capital with Henry and Hall.
Sure. Yeah, we could do Mitchell. Yeah. That works. That'll do it. All right. So the final team here, it's a 3-5-8-2. Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Jordan Mason, Ray Davis, Isaac Guerrero, Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, Adam Thielen, De'Ami Brown, Keenan Allen, Adonai Mitchell, Evan Ingram, and Brenton Strange. It's not bad. We got Baker with Evans and Egbuka. And then, of course, that's the full game stack with Miami. We also have Tua and Jalen Waddle. Bringbacks for that. And then we have Jacksonville Indy. We've got Trevor Lawrence with BTJ and De'Ami Brown and Brenton Strange. And then we have the bring back of Adonai Mitchell. I think just that. Yeah, we've got some full on game stacks here. It's looking good.
Yeah, so I use Easy Sheet. Shout out Easy. $69 for the whole drafting season. It's a nice little RTS.
We should have you do your screen one of these weeks, and then we can use the Easy Sheets, because I've never used it, so I don't really know how that works. So if you wanted to, we could do that with your sheets sometime.
Yeah. So looking at it, so we're correlated. We're 10% correlation boost. So if our bets hit, we're going to hit hard, which we like to do. So the Jacksonville stuff, we have Breece Hall in week 15, Ingram in week 16, and Adonai Mitchell in 17. So we are fully stacked up for the season. And then we got game environments 15, 16, and 17 with that. With our Miami stuff, of course, we got Tampa Bay, and then we got Carolina for week 16. And then on the Miami side, so it's just week 17 on Miami side. So, but like 10%, that's a little bit more than I want to go, but I like kind of that 8% range. And then like it's kind of based on his kind of projections. Mm-hmm. We're with our boost, this team should score right around 100. If the projections are accurate and everything, this team should score right around 130 points per game, points per week.
Sure. Okay.
And remember that 140 is where the winners are. So this is in the ballpark. If everything goes our way, we can maybe go that way. We run hot on touchdowns. This team could be there. It's a solid team. So again, every draft, we just want to draft good teams. I think this is a good team. If the schedule breaks our way and the teams break our way, this team could advance and has a definitely good shot at getting there.
Yeah, correlated once we're in the playoff weeks. I don't know if you answered this question from JMC. Said, Math, out of curiosity, how have you been factoring in the regular season prizes into your BBM drafts this year? Of course, you won the regular season last year. Now you'd actually win money if you do it again. So do you factor that in, or are you just building for the playoffs? And if you happen to have a regular season juggernaut, you'll take it.
Yeah, I'm same way I did last year. I'm building 3 big team environments. What we just did is what I do over and over and over again.
Yeah.
3 big team bets. We're correlated in week 15, 16, 17. We got good running backs and good teams. Just let's hope it breaks our way. Hopefully this team could win regular season, could do well in the regular season.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you kind of need the ADP value, which we didn't get, but doesn't mean that it can't happen.
Yeah. Steven's team, Buffalo, Green Bay, Atlanta, Seattle. So he has, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery, Rico Dowdle, Brashard Smith, Justice Hill, Jarquez Hunter, Tyreek Hill, Rashee Rice, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Rashad Bateman, Xavier Legette, Jalen McMillan, Tucker Kraft, and Dalton Kincaid. So some nice stacks there with Green Bay with Golden, Tucker Kraft. You've got Dalton Kincaid with Keon Coleman. Do you do a lot of these? So it sounds like you'd like to do the bigger team bets. If you do take an elite like this with Josh Allen, do you typically stick with just 2 quarterbacks, or do you still usually go with 3?
So I kind of took a stand this year, and I wanted to do an elite with 2 in the window. And I don't know.
You're saying that on Pete's stream, actually. Now they say it.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's good, but
I think it's probably right. Like I think that like using the so I use the leg up Sims tool with their sidekick, and it will usually give me 3 quarterbacks. Like most of the time it does, and often even with an elite, which is that's the part that I think in years past, like if I took Josh Allen and Jordan Love, I'd be done like almost always. This year I'm a little bit more open to taking that 3rd quarterback, just seeing like the Sims seem to kind of validate that approach, that your approach of elite quarterback and then 2 in the window. I think it makes sense. Just building out, like you said, team environments, betting on good teams. Yeah, I like that approach.
Yeah, I think it's a heavy advance rate play. And then bonus, you have the luck pod stuff week 15, 16, and 17. Having those 3 outs or 2 different outs with those 3 quarterbacks, 3 good quarterbacks. I think it's strong. I think 3-6-6-3, 3-6 or 3-5-7-3, or however you want to shake it out. I think that's a strong build if you know what you're doing inside the pockets. It's hard to get good running back play, so that's why I'm an emphasis on winning kind of getting 3 early, so you can hit that flex with a running back 3.
Yep.
Knowing that I'm still going to have 6 or 7 wide receivers, and I'm going to hopefully tie them to good quarterback play on good offenses, or again, condensed offense such as Neighbors. Like Neighbors could be an extremely condensed offense, so get a lot of volume. So that's those types of players, archetypes is what I'm going after.
Those kind of the rare exception to the rule is the Neighbors types, where it's just like you're going to get so much volume even on a bad offense. Yeah, seems smart. All right, so you've had your day off. You're already day drinking. What are you doing tonight? You're gonna keep drinking those light beers? What's your plans?
We'll probably stop soon, make some dinner in a little bit. Family's down at the local public beach, enjoying the water. So I'll probably go down and go for a swim and cook some food.
Living the dream. Vermont in the summer just seems great.
Yeah, other than the smoke, but we're making the most of it. What about you, Neil? What are you up to?
I have no idea. I did not plan for the rest of my day beyond today. I got, no plans tonight. I think also have to do some dishes, kind of getting behind on some dishes. Have to do that tonight. Maybe I'll prep for a show tomorrow afternoon. Haven't decided on that. Got softball, so I'm injured, so I can't play softball, but my team is in the championship. That's tomorrow night, though. Yeah, tonight I got to figure out. I got to figure out my plans. But yeah, tomorrow night going to watch them.
Slow pitch or
slow pitch softball. Yep. And I'm typically the pitcher, but I possibly tore my calf in softball 2-3 weeks ago now, and it's felt like it was getting better for a while, and now it's hurting again. So I'll just be a spectator, but fun to watch.
Sorry to hear that, Neil.
Thank you. But
speedy recovery.
Appreciate that. All right. Anything you want to shout out? Place people can look for you before we get out of here?
No, man. Like, subscribe, show Neil some love. Join the Discord. We got some good people in there. Giving some good alpha, showing some teams.
That's true. It's not the most active Discord, but it's actually getting more active as you get closer to NFL season. It's starting to be like people are in there chattering a little bit. So yeah, if you want to join the Discord, it is free in the link in the description of this video. All right, Math, really appreciate you as always. This was fun. We'll get out of here. We'll figure out a new stream for next week. Check you later, guys. See you next week.